Water. Water can come from rain, or can spring from the ground. And when it reaches land, it travels through its terrain. Mountain springs are fresh, transparent, and clean. They flow over the hard bedrock, and the fish that swim in the spring's lakes can easily be seen. The springs reach wetlands that emit methane, as microbes use the oxygen from the water. Water that now lays still on a plain. The water flows slowly, a bit heavy and tired from the weight, into majestic boreal forest, filled with trees that are very heavy in weight. But when the humans harvest and the forest is cut down, the soils bleed iron and carbon that are now in the water, coloring it brown. And thus the water reaches lands, farms with large agricultural fields. It absorbs the nutrients that the farmers put for their crops to grow and to increase their yields. And when the water finally reaches the Baltic, it is brown and has food for microbes to eat. And it changes the taste of the seawater from salty into sweet. So Baltic seawater is browning by waters coming from the land. And the seawater is changing and affects the life that can just be seen with a zoom lens. Algae are microscopic plants that float in the sea. They use the sunlight to grow, and the clear waters is where they like to be. Algae also like the nutrients that the farmers feed their crops, and as soon as there is too little, the growth of algae stops. When sea animals eat algae, they think it tastes really good because the bodies of algae are full of healthy compounds. We can say that algae are an essential food. But the browning of the Baltic makes it difficult for algae to grow. It shades the brightest sunlight, so the algae have nowhere to go. Bacteria, however, eat the carbon and the iron that makes the water brown. And they don't care about the sunlight, and they flourish even before dawn. Bacteria use oxygen, like you and me when we breathe. And when they grow fast, they use up all the oxygen, especially in the deeper waters underneath. Sea animals find that bacteria don't taste quite as good. They are not nutritious like the algae. The bodies of bacteria are essentially junk food. Bacteria thrive with browning, but this may be a concern, as they are not tasty and they use up all the oxygen that the animals and fish need in their turn. Some people say that algae and bacteria compete, and they grow less as they fight for the resources they need. But it seems the competition is not there. As the Baltic browns, bacteria prevail. It is clear that things are changing, but how it changes our future is hard to entail. So, the algae are the good guys, and bacteria grow fast, but they are not good for the quality of the Baltic food web, and thus for our seafood. To understand these battles takes a lifetime to comprehend. Researchers may know some answers, but we don't know what to do in the end. We monitor the quality in the Baltic and we write papers about what we see. But we are always one step behind fixing the damages that we measure and that happen in reality. But still, these measurements are valuable, and the gap between the knowledge and the act is reduced with a long time passing. With data, environmental issues become less abstract. The Baltic is surrounded by 14 countries, the least, that all contribute water, and their population increased. To preserve our Baltic and protect a life that is not so easy to see, we have to start on land and reduce the inputs of cities, agriculture, and forestry. Forestry can be more clever, and farmers must adjust to reduce the releases to the water. But this is not yet enough discussed. And also we can help the situation. We could waste less food, and instead of buying new, recycle. We have to change our attitudes. And maybe you know more. or you have ideas about what to do, please remind the ones you meet. Because the future, that is you. The future, that is you. The future,